Right. So there's a mentality, a mindset that I got from Ayman Gachi. And that mindset is, will you go to war with the man you see in the mirror? Will you go to war with that guy? Which guy do you want to be? And this is my question to you. And it's the title of this video as well. Do you want to be a good man or a nice man? Do you want to be the kind of man that other men would go to war with? Or do you want to be the kind of guy that other men would go as far as what men would go with him, would be a trip. And that's the farthest thing that they would do, because they don't trust him. He's a nice guy. They like him, like he's nice and all, and like he's, I don't know, like he's nice to be around, but he's not a good man. He's not the type of man that you would follow to war. He's not the type of man that you trust. He's not, and of course, if you don't trust him in the first place, he's not the type of man that you would trust him with your life. That's what going to war with someone means. That's why you gotta ask yourself this question, I think. Will you go to war with yourself? When this mindset was in my mind, because it was on my mind all day, like I was thinking about it, I was really conscious about this mindset. Would I go to war with myself? So today I had to go to the dentist, and I had to take the subway for that. I live in South America, in a big city, that's why we have a subway and shit. And I was asking myself that question. Would I go to war with myself? With the man I see in the mirror? And my answer was no. But my answer was a little bit deeper than that. It was not yet. And you know what that yet means? That not yet? It means that I think I can improve that much. I think I can get to that level where when I'm gonna be that guy, I'm gonna be that guy that I would happily go to war with. That guy that would have my back. I would trust him with my whole life, bro. Like, I would follow that man to hell. I know I can become that guy. And I'm working towards that. I'm trying to move towards that goal of becoming that man. And besides asking myself that same question about myself, about if whether I would go to war with myself or not, I started asking myself that question with the men I saw at the subway. I saw a lot of men, because it was like a commute time, right? Like guys were going to college or to work or whatever. And so I saw a lot of guys my age, right? Men that were my age. And I was asking myself that question whenever I saw a guy that was my age. Out of all the men I saw today, the young men I saw today, because they are my age. I'm 21, baby. The answer was no. I wouldn't go to war with any of the guys I saw today. And I think I saw somewhere around 50 men. 50 men. Imagine that, bro. I think that out of all of them, there was like a big guy. I would go to war with that guy, maybe. Like, he was like really muscular and shit. I don't know anything about him. That's all I know. But I was not particularly or exclusively judging them off of their body. I was judging them off their non-verbal language as well. And the thing that stood out the most with those guys, and this is like a pattern that was like that happened with all of those guys. This was something that happened to all of those guys I saw, and that was they weren't able to hold eye contact. And that, I think that says a lot about someone, especially, and this is just like a theory of mine, but I think that a reason why men can't hold eye contact is because they constantly and periodically watch porn and masturbate. You know why I know that? Because it used to happen to me as well. I was that guy that couldn't hold eye contact. I think something that happened to me when I used to like watch a lot of porn and fab and shit was that my eyes would get sticky, and I couldn't hold eye contact. And it was like, you see you know what I'm talking about. You see, like, all the guys I saw had the same look in their face. It was like this, man, like, right? And they were avoiding eye contact with anyone, not just with me, but with any person they saw, man. And they are like on their phone like this. and watching like fucking Instagram stories. And when they got over, when they finished Instagram stories, they started watching the same stories again. Like I saw two guys doing that to it, bro. I was analyzing those motherfuckers. And it got me thinking, bro, like, will you go to war with yourself? I think that this is a question that you really gotta ask yourself, man. And the only one that can answer it is yourself. Because no one else is gonna do it for you. No one else is gonna tell you you're a fucking loser. Get a grip of yourself or some shit like that. I might be able to do that through a screen and shit, but I can't force you to do the work. I can't force you to go to a gym and or to change your habits and all that shit. The only one that can do that is yourself, man. I can't do that for you. No one can. Not even your parents can do that shit. So you gotta ask yourself this question and answer honestly. And I hope that the answer that you come with is not yet just like me. Because that means that you have hope for the future. That's the answer I hope for you guys. I want you guys to have that hope that you can get better. Because you can get better, man. We all are gonna reach that point, or maybe not everyone, but I know that a lot of you guys, that 10% of guys watching this, are gonna reach that point where other men will see you and they will say, I would definitely go to war with that guy. That's a man I want in my unit. And you will think the same thing about yourself. Imagine how amazing that would be to think and to see yourself as someone strong and dependent and dependable. I'm sorry. I think that's something beautiful, man. And the other side of this would be being the same guy I mentioned before. The nice guy you would go to a trip with. You would have a fun time with him. Maybe like you would play some FIFA with him. You would go to a club with him when you go to a trip or whatever. But nothing more than that. Because you don't trust him. He doesn't even trust himself. He doesn't have confidence. And why would he? He doesn't have discipline. He indulges in instant gratification, almost like if it was like a fucking reflex, all the time on their phone and fucking masturbating, social media, video games, and all of those other things, man. Which guy do you want to be? I think the answer is easy, bro. I'm not gonna keep talking about this because you already know the answer. And you know that you gotta do the work, man. And no one can do it for you. You gotta set the standard high, man, because no one else can do it for you. Go hard on yourself, man. No one else is.